Welcome on into the Josh REESE Show. I'm your host, Josh REESE. In this video, we'll be talking about Clint Capela and his season with the Houston Rockets. Lots to break down, lots to discuss. But before we get into that, please follow my friends over at Countryside Massage here in Conroe, Texas. They do great work. They're supporters of mine. I am supporters of them. Please click the link in the description below. Please stop what you're doing right now. Click the link in the description below and give them a follow on Facebook and a like. That's all they're asking, and I would appreciate it immensely. But let's get on into the season that Clint Capela had with the Houston Rockets, and it was phenomenal. Clint Capela had a great year with the Houston Rockets, and I'll admit, going into the preseason without Dwight Howard, I kind of wondered how it was going to work, but I really liked the growth that Clint Capela kept on showing. You saw that the talent that the Rockets took him with in the first round in the lottery, with a lottery pick no less. Was it a lottery pick? 15. I think it was a lottery pick. I digress. First round talent nonetheless. He was a lottery pick talent. I'll put the disclaimer in that way. But anyways, he showed a lot of growth. The Rockets trusted him and trusted to not bring in another starting center once Dwight Howard left, and kind of gave Clint Capela the reins to the offense. And while it looked like I don't want to say he struggled during the preseason, but it was clear that he wasn't finishing or starting strong. It looked like he didn't have a lot of stamina. So, smart Mike D'Antoni said, you know what? We're going to go with a three-center rotation, and it's going to keep Clint Capela fresh all year long. And Mike D'Antoni was 100% right, and it kept all three of the guys fresh, and it kept the Rockets' offense humming. It seemed like there was always a fresh body at center all game long, no matter who it was. If it was Nene, if it was Montrezl Harrell, or Clint Capela. All three of those guys combined into like one transformer-level center for the Houston Rockets. But a very good year for Clint Capela nonetheless. He kept on taking that next step forward. This season he played 23.9 minutes a game, almost 24 minutes. He rarely played over 30 minutes a game. I want to say less than a handful of games he played over 30 minutes. But when he did, those were usually some of his more monster games. So Clint Capela, he definitely showed you a lot when he was in the game. He did have a little bit of a slow, how should I say this? He did have a little bit of a hiccup. There we go. He had a little bit of a hiccup when he went down with a broken fibula against the Timberwolves. What did he do? He knocked knees with Karl Anthony Towns, and Clint Capela's knee lost. He ended up missing about 10, 15 games, and it took him a couple games to get back into the scheme of things. But once he did, he ended up picking up right where he left off, almost like he didn't skip a beat. But throughout the season, he scored 12.6 points a game, 8.1 rebounds, and that was in almost 24 minutes of action. If you extrapolate those to per 36 numbers, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot better. Ended up per 36, 19 points and 12.2 rebounds. Pretty good. Pretty good for a night in, night out center. And that's kind of what the Rockets, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Some of the other things I wanted to go over was just, we all saw what Clint Capela did with James Harden, dunking the ball all the damn time. Lob City, baby. It was kind of weird whenever you would see Clint Capela try to spot up for a shot. That was definitely not part of the Rockets' offense. Clint Capela is Lob City, and yeah, I mean, just needs to dunk lobs. That's it. Just dunk lobs and catch passes towards the basket so he can lay them in. So yeah, Clint Capela working on his long-range game. I don't think that's going to be something the Rockets want to experiment with anytime soon. But I digress. One of the things that I did want to talk about was how underrated of a season defensively I think Clint Capela had. And I pulled a couple of numbers out, and I just want to give you these real quick. On post-up attempts, Rudy Gobert allowed 39.2% field goal percentage on post-ups. That's fucking amazing, and that's why he is one of the best big men defenders out there. But Clint Capela, pretty close. On post-ups, only allowed 43.7% field goal percentage. And in the playoffs, 29.6% field goal percentage on post-ups. Sure, the post-ups shrink in the playoffs and you get worse looks, but Clint Capela did a damn good job in the playoffs defensively. The other numbers I wanted to kind of get to was Clint Capela's defense in the paint. 44.5% during the regular season. Rudy Gobert, of course, amazing at 38.2%. But in the playoffs, Clint Capela, much better, 42% flat defensively in the playoffs in the paint. So very, very good season for Clint Capela defensively. And I think what we saw when the playoffs came around, you saw Clint Capela take his game to an even bigger level. And I think that Clint Capela you saw in the playoffs is the Clint Capela that the Rockets are going to get for a majority of the season next year. A much more tougher, a much more intense, much more defensive-minded Clint Capela. It seemed like he was very, very active on the rebounding end. Rebounding was something that was kind of a struggle for him offensively. It was kind of a struggle for the whole team offensively. It was kind of a struggle for the whole team during the regular season. But in the playoffs, it felt like Clint Capela was like, "That's my rebound!" And he was just catching rebounds left and right. It was beautiful. He did a really good job against the Spurs rebounding wise. Didn't do so much of a good job against the Thunder, but against the Spurs, he kind of destroyed them on the glass. It was really nice to see. One of the other great things that I think we saw from Clint Capela's season was the first 2 years of Clint Capela he was a foul machine. That was one of the big knocks on Clint Capela was he can't stay on the floor because he's fouling left and right. But he cut those down. He became a much better defender. He learned how to defend without fouling guys. And in the playoffs, that went even less. He was blocking guys left and right, and he wasn't fouling people. It was amazing. Clint Capela was a very, very good defender in the playoffs and rarely fouled. I want to say per 100 possessions, it was like 3.5 fouls a game or something like that. Very, very, very low. And one of the keys to being a great defender is to block shots or to change looks at the basket without fouling. And Clint Capela did a really, really, really good job at that. So, what do we want to see from Clint Capela going forward? And Mike D'Antoni was on the Full 48 podcast for Bleacher Report not too long ago, and I think what he mentioned, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I believe he said he wanted to see Clint Capela play in the 27, 32-minute range again. Still not playing like a full, 35, 36 minutes a game, but you keep on gradually getting him up there to that plateau. With Nene and with hopefully another experienced veteran center, which Mike D'Antoni also mentioned that they want to add for this upcoming season, you still might be getting more of a three-man rotation, but you might be seeing Clint Capela dominate this rotation a little bit more than it was even last year. So with this increased numbers, you might be seeing Clint Capela average a double-double for the entire season. He, in 23 minutes a game, almost 24 minutes a game, he averaged 8 rebounds a game. So if you're going to give him an extra 3, 4, 5 minutes a game, he's probably going to get another 2, 3 more rebounds. And with all the damn lobs he's going to get, you could be looking at Clint Capela averaging 18, 20 points a game and pulling down 10 to 12 rebounds a game. And I think that the Rockets will take every day of the year. So Clint Capela, great season that he kept on building off of, and he's still not exactly where I'm sure the Rockets pictured him when they drafted him. He's still getting there. He's still adding weight to his body. He's still developing. crazy, right? He's been in the NBA 3 years. He's still developing. Insane. But Clint Capela's ceiling is through the roof. So look forward to Clint Capela taking a next step next year. I expect him to, he's not going to win Most Improved Player of the Year, but I expect him to get a few more votes than he got last year. I believe he got 1 vote for Most Improved Player. Not a slap in the face, but you should have deserved a couple more. So look for Clint Capela to really make some noise next year, as he will now be the chairman of Lob City and hopefully the CEO of pull down rebounds. I couldn't think of a great way to toss that out there. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for giving this video a watch. If you enjoyed my content, please give this video a like. Also, share it. If you know Rockets fans out there, please share it. I don't know if this really translates to people in Switzerland, but hey, maybe there's Swiss Rockets fans out there that wanted to know about Clint Capela's season. Share it with them. Who knows? Also, comment. Let me know what you thought about Clint Capela's season. Do you think that we are getting near his plateau? Do you feel that there's still a couple more levels that we've yet to see from Clint Capela? Let me know what you think about Clint Capela and his year with the Houston Rockets last year, and kind of what you expect to see from him in years to come. I'd appreciate that. Also, if this is your first time viewing this video, and you've never seen my smiley, happy face before, subscribe. I put up a lot of Rockets content, Astros content, Texans content as well. I try to keep people up to date with the happenings in Houston's sports. Also, please give my friends over at Countryside Massage a follow on Facebook. Just click the link in the description below. If you enjoyed my content, that's the least you could do. I would appreciate it. And lastly, please, if you are not following me already, please give me a like. Please give me a follow over on Twitter at Mr. Joshua. And with that, I am out of here. I will catch you fans later.